Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new Tech Reviews and Gadgets episode where today we're reviewing a 360-degree indoor security camera. And you guys are currently watching Clearly. In today's episode, we're taking a closer look at a wireless indoor camera from the company Conico. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. You know, this camera has two-way audio, motion tracking or detection, sound detection, night vision. You can also put all your videos on an SD card, or if you want to utilize the cloud service that this company provides, you also have an option to do so with that as well. But before we actually get started with this Tech Reviews and Gadgets episode, make sure you guys go down below and hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications on to get updates and alerts when we do upload. Have any questions or concerns, leave a comment. Enjoy the video, leave a like, and then also share this video out to anybody who may be interested in some sort of wireless security camera. And then lastly, if you guys actually want to check out this product, get more detailed specifications about it, that kind of stuff will be down below in the description for those who are interested. There will also be a link to make a purchase if you want to buy this exact camera that we're reviewing today. But right now, what we're going to do is actually move over to the first look and unboxing portion of this video. So as you guys can see, the packaging is fairly simple. There is a few specifications and details on the side of the box, which we are going to take a closer look at with a secondary camera angle. In front of the box, it just has the company's name right here, wireless IP camera. We have a visual representation of the camera itself, and it says, you know, view via phone, HD video, two-way audio, motion detection, moving tracking, and sound detection. And it's a 1080p camera. And then here, you know, there's a few different uses or scenarios where you may use this camera listed out here right here. We have a few specifications on the top right here and ways to actually contact the company on the bottom. And we also have some functional statements of the camera itself. So if you want to take a pause and look at that, you do have the ability to do so. But why don't we actually get cracking with the unboxing? You just need to pull out the little cardboard mesh that they kind of, you know, put around the box. And now, let me flip this onto this side. There we go. Open it up, pull back, pull all these different flaps to the side. I'm going to pull out the styrofoam. And you guys can see we're instantly greeted with our quick installation guide. Inside this box, pull this out, open it up. Looks like we get included with our charging brick, and this is what you need to utilize with, you know, charging up this camera and actually giving it power. We also get included with a wall plate, and this is obviously to help you with your installation process. So depending on how you want to actually mount this camera, you may or may not need to use this. We got some screws and brackets if you do want to utilize this wall plate. And then this is our charging cable. This is actually a USB type A to micro USB cable, and you guys can see the cable itself is pretty long, which is really good because that means I can plug this camera and then have it plugged away a distance away from the power source. But now let's take a look at the camera itself, and you guys can see it does look really nice. It looks really nice and presentable. We do have like a two-tone kind of accent with this camera. Obviously they went with the black and white kind of look with this camera, which makes it look really stealth-like, you know. I could even say this almost looks like a robot companion in a way, you know, just with the design that they went with, you know, with the eyes and everything. But you guys kind of get the point. And you guys can see the company's branding is on this side right here. We have our lens for the camera, obviously right here in the middle. That's actually, I believe, I don't know if that's an LED light or if that's an infrared sensor. I believe this is our infrared sensor. So maybe there is an LED light with this camera, but we are going to figure that out once we test it out. And then when you flip it onto the back side, this is where you have all your different ports and, you know, I/O capabilities. You know, we have our Ethernet port, we have our reset button, we also have our micro SD slot, and we also have our DC 5-volt port that we need to utilize with this cable, which is obviously our micro USB cable, into this camera to actually supply it with power. And this is rotatable. This can go up to 350 degrees, so it's not full 360 degrees, but you know, you still get a lot of direction and coverage with this camera. But yeah, that is basically it with the unboxing of this camera. And what we're going to do right now is actually move over to the testing and demonstration portion of this video. before we actually get this camera hooked up to my phone so we can actually test it out and see all the different features it has, we actually need to supply it with power. So why don't we actually untie this cable so that I can actually plug it into my camera. Just untie it just like so, and now you plug this end into the back of the camera, and once you plug that into the camera, you now take this end, plug it into the brick that they came included with the camera, just like so. All right, let me plug this in. Let's see what this camera is gonna do. A lot of cameras, you know, they give you some sort of audio notification, or the camera itself starts, you know, spinning around, but let's see what this camera actually does to let us know that it's ready to pair up to your device. And it may take a few moments here, so I'm gonna wait until something happens. Okay. I don't know if you guys hold that, but it just made like a nice, I don't know, like a raindrop.
Thank you for receiving the wireless config information.
Oh. Okay, so I think we're good to go. I think the camera's ready. So why don't we actually go over to my phone now and actually pair up to this camera. Why don't we actually open up the Conico app? And obviously, if it's your first time setting up, you know, a camera through this app or using this, you know, company's camera, you know, you're obviously gonna have to set up an account to actually register this camera to your account. So what I'm gonna do is actually put in my credentials and then proceed to the next step. Once you're signed in, you'll be greeted to the main page of this application. And you guys can see this is like the main menu for this app. We're going to click on that plus sign on the top left corner, and we're going to select the camera that we actually have. So in our case, I think it's the PTZ cam, but I want to make sure. I think it is. Yeah, let's do the PTZ cam. And it says, please power on the camera and keep closer to the router. So I'm going to click on next, and we're pretty close to the camera and the router. And it looks like you need to actually scan a QR code that's actually on the bottom of this camera. So why don't we flip our camera onto the bottom. And obviously each camera is going to have its own, you know, unique QR code. I'm going to scan mine though. Hopefully it'll focus. There we go. Set this back down, and it says choose a networking method. You have Wi-Fi connection, or you can do QR code connection. We're going to do Wi-Fi connection, and basically you're going to have to enter your Wi-Fi password and your Wi-Fi name. All right, it looks like it is connecting. It's making all these weird noises. And I do want to mention though, if you are going to connect this oh, okay. And I do want to mention, use a 2.4G Wi-Fi when connecting this camera to your device. Well, it looks like this might take a few moments here, so I'll just come back once it's, you know, paired up and ready to go.
Connecting to the server. Please wait for a moment.
Okay, so it looks like it's connecting to the server right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I do apologize if you didn't pick up on that. And it looks like it's just going to take... Oh, and it actually didn't take as much time as I thought it would. So we're good to go. It said it added successfully. We're going to click on confirm. And the camera itself should be, yeah, I can see it. So this is how the camera looks like. And obviously, you know, with it being 350 degrees, you can rotate this, shift, tilt it to any direction that you want it to. So depending on where you set up this camera, you can have that functionality. And the good thing is, I'm pretty sure if I swipe on the video, yep, there we go, you guys will see the camera will start rotating by itself. So even though, you know, I can rotate and shift the camera, I can easily go back at any given moment and actually do this through the app. So it's not something that is permanent, which is really, really nice to see. But why don't we rotate this back onto me? Let's just take a look at the different settings we have. So let's go into the settings menu first. And let me just tell you guys, there's a lot of settings through this application. But now let's actually take a look at the camera itself. So right now you guys can see it is tracking me, and it's actually doing a very good job of actually, you know, keeping me in the frame. You know, some cameras, it takes a little bit of time, but this one's actually doing a good job of actually picking up and, you know, making sure that I'm inside the frame at all times, which is really, really good to see. But let's take a look at all these different settings that we have. So it looks like you can even, you know, change or manipulate the video quality. So if you wanted to, you could do auto, You can do daytime. You guys can see it kind of messes up or it changes up the setting a little bit. And you can also do nighttime. And then with nighttime, obviously just turns on our infrared night vision. And we're all going to test that out later on in the video as well. So overall, very, very interesting stuff. And you know, you can even do auto, and with auto you can actually what is it called, you know, manipulate the settings yourself. So if I wanted to, I can increase the brightness, you know, make the camera extremely bright, but obviously that is way too overexposed. You can also, you know, mess with the contrast, you know, make the colors pop more if you really wanted to. Even the saturation, if you want to take that down and up, you do have that option as well. But I'm going to reset this so that it's back into the default setting. We're going to close out of that. You can change the, you know, quality of the camera. So we have HD, which is 1080p resolution. We also got standard definition, smooth definition, and auto definition. So if you want to change that, you do have that option as well. Why don't we listen to the audio that's being captured? Hello?
Hello?
What are you doing in my house?
You in my house?
You shouldn't be here?
You shouldn't be here?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
The microphone is actually pretty loud and direct. The microphone's doing a good job of actually capturing my voice. So if someone was inside my house, I should be able to hear them very loudly and clearly, because the microphones that are built into this camera are actually doing a decent job, which is nice to see. What else do we got? We have video recording. So why don't we actually record a sample video?
So right now it's actually recording a video file through this camera. So let's see how the camera quality looks like. How does it look like? You know, hopefully it's actually, you know, capturing my voice, and it's also capturing my image really properly. And obviously we have it in motion tracking, so right now if I move around, it should be able to kind of follow me around.
But let's actually stop the recording right now. And that should be saved into your phone's album. But if you had an SD card into this camera, it can actually save onto the SD card. But if you also had this cloud service, it will save onto the cloud service. So it depends on whatever, you know, media format you're using to actually save all your footage. It will save into one of those three options that I just mentioned. Then you can also take images. So why don't we take a picture of myself just so we can see the picture quality. And click on the picture button. And it just took a picture and it's saved into my phone's album. And now, why don't we actually talk to the camera? And you have to do a long press to talk. Hello? Whoa, that is loud. Okay. Let me face around this way a little bit. Hello? What are you doing? You shouldn't be here? And I do apologize for the interference. It's because I'm very close to the camera. You shouldn't be here? What are you doing in my house? It's pretty loud though. So if you want to use that to kind of scare off people or talk to people in front of the camera, you do have that option as well, because this camera has two-way audio. And then there's also an alarm with this camera. So if you click on the alarm button, it's going to set up the camera, and this can be used to, you know, scare people off, intruders, or people who shouldn't belong in your house or wherever you set up this camera. And the alarm is actually pretty effective. The loudness is okay. I wish it was a little bit louder, but you know, this will do a good job of potentially scaring people off though. So overall, the alarm does a very good job. Let me turn it off though. And yeah, so that's basically it, you know, for this camera. There is one more thing I am going to test out, and that is the infrared night vision, which I'll include a clip right here.
So right now we're testing out the infrared night vision of this Conico wireless IP camera. How does the quality look like? Is it able to capture a lot of my facial features? Is it doing a good job of actually, you know, capturing everything in the dark? You know, I think this is a decent, you know, camera to utilize if you live in an area where you have a lot of crime, or potentially you just want to use this to kind of give you some, you know, some sort of relief and safety, because, you know, it looks like the night vision is doing a good job, and I think the motion tracking still works in the nighttime. Let me see. There it does. Okay, it does. So I can still use the motion tracking, which is good. And the night vision, from what I'm looking at on my phone, looks really decent. And I can actually see a lot of my facial features and all that kind of stuff. So overall, I think it's a fantastic camera to use in the nighttime.
But right now, what we're going to do is actually move over to the final opinions and remarks and end off this video. What exactly do I think about this Conico, wireless IP camera? Well, it did a fantastic job. I like how there's actually motion tracking, the shifting with the pan and tilting of the camera. There's two-way audio. You have an alarm with this camera. You have, motion detection, sound detection, motion tracking. You can also connect this with Amazon Alexa, which I did not know prior to this video. And there's just a lot of different capabilities that this camera offers compared to a lot of cameras that are traditionally on the market. So if you're looking for a well-rounded camera, and you guys can see the motion tracking actually found me, which is kind of interesting. But if you're looking for like a rounded camera, definitely take a look at this camera, because I feel like it's a camera that a lot of you guys can potentially benefit from. There's just a lot of different capabilities and features that this camera brings, as opposed to a lot of traditional cameras on the market. But with that said, we are going to conclude the video right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this tech reviews and gadgets episode, and if you guys did, make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications on to get updates and alerts when we do upload. Have any questions or concerns, leave a comment. Enjoy the video, leave a like, and then also share this video to anybody who may be interested in some sort of wireless indoor camera. If you're a business owner or a company owner wanting to potentially work with me, our business inquiries email is crew@ytl.com. You guys can shoot me a message if you want to potentially work with me, or if you need any photo explanations, or just need any photo assistance with this product, you guys can do so by contacting me through my business inquiries email. And then lastly, product information, specifications, and details will be posted down below in the description for those who are interested, alongside with the link to make a purchase if you're interested in buying this exact camera that we reviewed today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this tech reviews and gadgets episode. I know I didn't making it, and I hope to see you guys all on the next episode. Curly signing off. Thank you guys all for watching, and have a good rest of your day.